Whenever you think about the most economically developed countries, you have to think of Europe, and rightfully so, because the continent is home to some of the richest individuals in the world. How would you like to know them? Or what they do to maintain their rich status? Well, you are in luck, because in this video, we are going to look at the 5 richest people in Europe. Ready? Let's go. Number 1. Amancio Ortega. To start us off, we have Zara's founder. If you are not familiar with the brand, then all you need to know is that it is a renowned fashion company. Surprisingly, Amancio is not as popular as his company, but that is mainly because he does not fancy being in the limelight. It may interest you to learn that the 80-year-old has never granted a media interview, and his pictures were scarce, even unavailable for many years. We'd like to think that he prefers to let his work speak for him. Anyway, the octogenarian has a net worth of more than $66 billion, and that makes him the second richest globally. This can be attributed to his control of Inditex, the Spanish fashion behemoth that he transformed from a small dress shop into one of the greatest fashion empires the world has ever known. His growing wealth is linked to the growth of Inditex, whose stock rose by 34% in the past year. The company was able to launch 230 new stores in 48 markets, having a 20% increase in profits and 16% in sales in the last 3 quarters of 2015. Most of this success was brought about by the fashion giant Zara, which is the company's largest brand. The business chain is transforming retail with its chic yet reasonably priced designs, continually appealing to a wide customer base that unendingly demands new styles at affordable rates. Now, despite the immense success of his company and his subsequent wealth, Ortega leads a humble lifestyle. For instance, he shares his lunchtime with his staff, and although he can afford expensive clothes, he sticks to a simple white shirt and blue blazer that he usually dons as a uniform. That said, we are not surprised at his choice of lifestyle, seeing as he started as a factory employee and worked like a donkey for minimal pay. Those were his own words, by the way. Number 2. Ingvar Kamprad. At the young age of 17, this tycoon founded what you now know as IKEA. It is the largest furniture seller, and its sales exceed $33 billion. Now, Ingvar's plan from the get-go was to have his company running for eternity. That meant grounding it with a corporate structure that includes a franchise, retail, and charitable arm, as well as keeping it off bounds in the stock market. Ingvar founded IKEA in 1943 with reward money that his father gave him for excelling in school. Now, the company did not start as a furniture retailer, but a small mail-order business that stocked an assortment of products, including picture frames, nylon stockings, and watches. The business did not make it big until 1956, when Kamprad established flat pack furniture. He has been quoted saying that the idea came to mind when he was watching an employee remove the legs of a table to install them into a client's car. At that moment, he realized that saving space translated to saving money. Although the business mogul no longer involves himself in the daily decisions of IKEA, he does sit in the meetings and acts as a senior advisor to the company's supervisory board. According to his peers, the aging IKEA founder is unbelievably economical, despite his enormous $39 billion net worth. It has been reported severally that Kamprad flies economy, stays in regular hotels, and has been driving the same car for over 2 decades. Reports also state that he moved his family and company out of Sweden to Switzerland in the 70s to evade its arduous tax rates. He finally returned home in 2013 after a long stint in Switzerland. This is not to say that the entrepreneur is stingy though, because we can assure you that he has been generous with his wealth, having donated to medical research, education, wildlife, immunization, and children's rights. In his lifetime, he has given out more than $30 million. This has to count for something, right? Number 3. Liliane Bettencourt. Most women will know what L'Oreal represents, and that would be makeup and skincare products. Liliane Bettencourt is the woman behind that brand. She is the heiress to the company and is the largest shareholder. Her net worth is $29 billion, and that makes her the second richest woman globally and the richest in Europe. One of the most interesting facts about Liliane and her entrepreneurship journey is that she inherited L'Oreal from her father, Eugene Schuler, but she started as an apprentice at the age of 15. Due to her advancing age, she no longer participates in the company's business operations. Liliane successfully actually runs a foundation she co-founded with her now-deceased husband. For her philanthropy, she has previously been awarded France's top honor for funding an AIDS NGO. She is also a passionate art collector and owns pieces by renowned artists like Munch, Matisse, and Picasso. In the past few years, Betancourt has become the figure of interest of a trial in France where judges sought to find out if she was taken advantage of by people close to her. Unfortunately, it turned out that this was the case, as 8 individuals, including financial advisors and close friends, were found guilty of exploiting the heiress when the trial ended in 2015. That was not the last time the billionaire was under public scrutiny either. After the trial, Liliane was back in the limelight when her former butler was accused of recording her, thus violating her privacy. In his defense, the butler claimed that he recorded his boss to show how fragile she was. He ended up being acquitted. Number 4. Bernard Arnault. Worth $28.9 billion, Bernard Arnault is another force to reckon with in Europe. He's the founder of LVMH, a company that stocks 70 luxury brands from Hennessy to Louis Vuitton to Dom Perignon. They are all controlled by a family company known as Groupe Arnault. Arnault began his career as a civil engineer, and by the 90s, he had taken control of his family's business. While in that position, he decided to make a major financial decision, which was to acquire Christian Dior, a high-end fashion brand. You may want to note that the clothing line was on the brink of bankruptcy, and Arnault was able to revive it. Now, just like most LVMH brands presently, Dior is thriving and is among the top companies in the fashion industry, having had ranked in $33 billion in 2014 as revenue. Later on, the CEO is joining Catterton, a US-based equity firm, to create an investment company that focuses on the consumer. This new firm is targeting assets worth $12 billion, and 40% of it will be under Groupe Arnault and LVMH. According to the Billionaires Index, Bernard Arnault stands as the 15th richest man globally. He was also named as the Fashion Person of the Year in 2011 by Forbes. You can tell that Arnault is rich just by the fact that he owns an island in the Bahamas known as the Indigo Island. It is a private island, but the business mogul does rent it out for $300,000 a week. It is reported that the actors Tyler Perry and Johnny Depp are among the island's top clientele. Number 5. Stéphane Parson. Stéphane Parson is worth $26.7 billion, and he was born in 1947. This year is significant because it was the same year that his dad founded Hennes, a women's clothing line. Anyway, the Swedish businessman ended up being in control of his father's company, and in 1968, he decided to expand it by acquiring a men's clothing line known as Moritz Widforses. At that point, he made another decision to amalgamate the two companies, so he formed one company known as Hennes and Moritz, or H&M as it is popularly known now. 6 years after the amalgamation, the enterprise went public. After getting his degree from Lund University and the University of Stockholm in 1976, Stéphane joined his father in managing H&M. He served as the head of operations in the UK before proceeding to succeed his old man as a CEO. In the past 3 decades, Stéphane has expanded H&M's operations globally. The company now boasts over 4,000 stores in different locations, including the US, Russia, Japan, Tokyo, and China. Stéphane stepped down as the company's CEO in 2009 and let the third generation take over. That came in the form of his son, Carl Hon, who led the company to make sales worth $22.4 billion in 2014. Well, these are some of the richest individuals in Europe. Did you learn something new? Do you want more of this content? Please let us know in the comments section. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and subscribe to our channel as well. Do not forget to turn on your notifications so that you can be alerted when we post another video. Until then, it is goodbye from us.